I mean, I'm going to say no. I think the era's begun. If I'm looking at what Andy did, it looked like he had a good handle of the system. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come out here and be like, Andy, you was trash, dog. You shouldn't get. It looked like Andy would have been able to run the system, but I had to reach out to a couple people because, I'd never played in the NFL. I don't know how long a bone bruise is going to keep you from having that ability to go out there. From what I'm hearing, it is a very painful thing because it's basically your bone hitting another bone and then causing some bruising. So, with that being said, I'm expecting Andy not to be back for at least this week, possibly next week. If that's the case, now, caveat, if that's the case, if Justin seems like he has a good grasp, he doesn't look like the backup quarterback, then yeah, you let the Justin Fields era fully begin.
Let me interject. Break this down for me. You say that if Andy is healthy, Justin shouldn't start. That's what you said?
I'm saying that if Andy is healthy and Justin does not look like the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears, and I'm not even saying star level, because I think there's a difference that people got to distinct between. Because a lot of people are looking for Justin to come in and be Pat Mahomes.
He's not Pat Mahomes.
He's not Pat Mahomes. You have to allow that to develop. I want him at start level, not star level. The difference is one letter, but it means all the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he comes in and he looks like, hey, he's absolutely a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. Yes, there are some rookie mistakes, but I mean, let's be real. If we saw more of what we saw in that first game, while he's getting more of the first team reps, if we see improvement upon that, because he didn't look bad, he just looked like, I don't really know everything that's happening right here because I haven't been getting these reps in practice. I haven't been dealing with these guys. I haven't got the rapport with Allen Robinson right now. And I think that we could take a little bit of that and put that on the wideouts, put that on you're supposed to catch the ball. But to me, them working together is absolutely going to improve that relationship. If Justin looked like that, hitting Darnell Mooney in the chest, hitting Allen Robinson in the hands, if he can keep looking like that, there's no reason for him not to play.
I'm about to cut you off. Listen, no.
You didn't cut me off. I stopped.
Whatever you want to say. Listen, I agree that Dalton should start, but for obviously different reasons. Justin's not ready. And I say that because he made rookie mistakes, but really costly mistakes. The only difference is we fortunately were able to salvage one of those situations. He got his own fumble back, which is great, right? But poor discipline on that situation.
Absolutely.
And realistically, he made the same mistakes Trubisky did. It just turned out a little different.
Trubisky was making the mistakes in year 4, but okay.
Oh, no, listen.
I mean, we talk about week 2 to year 4.
Trubisky was making those level of mistakes with someone going against his strengths.
Well, I think
we're going with Justin Fields' strengths, and he made those mistakes. And I get it.
And that's what I'm
totally
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In regards to maybe he should, if that's the case. But realistically, I am wholeheartedly with Matt Nagy on one thing. I don't think the kid's got it yet. I just don't. He looked lost. He looked lost several times, and it has nothing to do with not having first team reps.
It does, though. He looked lost several times, but listen, if you don't get the starting, basketball, you can't really do it because everybody practiced together. With football, it's different, right? So literally, like, he's running scout team. He basically gets no reps. First team reps aren't that many reps to begin with. It just means you're practicing specific plays that you're going to run all week. It's already not that many reps, but with football, I mean, it's about building a rapport. Everybody was talking about Jamar Chase can't catch the ball from Joe Burrow. Yeah, it took a little.
Joe Burrow knew he's gonna catch it. They had that symmetry.
They had the rapport already. There was a lot of times where it needed to be rebuilt because hey, we weren't together for a year. Yeah. I think that's what preseason was. Listen, we might see some of that with Justin Fields coming in. We might see some of that with Justin Fields coming in. There might be some of what we saw in that first game. In that first game, we saw. Honestly, it's surprising. It looked like receivers were like Muggsy Bogues in Space Jam. I caught it. I haven't had a football here before. It really looked like it looked like they weren't on the same page. It looked like there were little things that if they tighten those up in practice, Allen Robinson probably does come down with that ball because he's expecting it to be there. Now, is that an excuse? No, you're number one. You're supposed to. But
let me ask you this: Why are we associating him not having first team reps with why they drop balls? Because really, he hit him on the hands, he hit him in the chest.
No, you're right.
So it has nothing to do with the quarterback.
You're right.
That's their position and them being professionals.
There's a difference between how they throw the football.
There's a difference in the ball.
People go through all those training camps and they want their person there. They want their receivers. They want all their stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, so they can sit there and actually practice with them. So there's a difference in how the guy throws the ball and where they target it.
Absolutely. It's like, you know, it's like when in baseball when a catcher comes in and he's never caught this guy before. The fastball might spin different. The curveball spins different, so he don't know how to get behind it. It's not different. Like, it's still a ball coming at you, and you have to be able to catch it. But it might, I don't know, because listen, nobody said it, nobody made any excuses for themselves. But the ball might come off different off of Justin's hands than it do off of Andy's. Now, if it's there and you the number one, and we're gonna get into that as well, you're supposed to catch it. But to me, if Justin is able to improve, if he shows that he's continuously improving, and I'll be honest with you, in that game, we saw improvement, and a lot of people didn't pay attention to it. You know what he did? He got down there, he looked, he saw Buddy on the right side, and he was like, hey, y'all, watch that.
Yes.
I got hit in the face last time.
Absolutely.
Y'all better watch it.
Absolutely.
So we're seeing him learn from the mistakes he made, which while Mitch was here, and I'm not going to keep going back to Mitch, but while he was here, that was a thing that irritated us. We would see Mitch make a mistake in one game, and then we'd see him make it in the next one.
Let me ask you
and
this.
that would be the part that would be like, dog, like.
But do you honestly, this is a real question for like most of our fan base, is that more attributed to Mitch not being able to do it, or him or Nagy just insisting on that play being ran?
It's not, but here's the thing.
Because now we can absolutely see that Nagy's doing a completely different job.
It could be. It could be about the play that's being ran, and it could be being run in the wrong position. Because I told you, he pulls that Denny's menu out. He's got down and distance, and he knows exactly what play he's going to go to. He's playing Madden. It's on coach suggestion. It's on coach suggestion.
Who's suggesting it, though? Bill?
No, it's just on the board. It's on the board. You know, in Madden, you go in there, coach's suggestion. You got run, pass. Mm-hmm. He's got three options, and he goes tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. That one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking tongue-in-cheek, but honestly, it's to me, he's calling a play in a situation that should work in a lab, and it doesn't work because we're not in a lab. In practice, it probably looks great.
Yeah, but it's practice.
Looks great every time. It's practice. Yeah. And so to me, the biggest thing, the biggest thing that that Justin Fields can do is what he did. He learned from a mistake he made in preseason, one major mistake that got his head took off, and he improved upon it. Keep doing that. If he keeps doing that by the time Andy Dalton's ready to come back in, I'm going to say, I would never say stop a rookie from learning. And he's getting the experience to learn. And he's clearly taking advantage of it.
So why have the conversations of whether or not he should start? Why not just start him? I mean, Zach Wilson started. Look how bad he looked.
The reason is that when you do that, they don't want to have this learned behavior where it's stunting his growth. So, but I think he has the ability to actually learn, like you said earlier. He's not going to make the same mistakes. Trubisky, I think, was just limited in his ability where he couldn't read the defenses, and then he had an accuracy issue. But he was athletic. So I think with Fields, he has the athleticism, he has a laser arm, and he's just learning, and he has the ability to do it.
And he's learning quick. That's the thing about it. He's learning quick. And so to me, if he's learning this quick, don't stun it. But he's got to show that. This is the thing that we said in preseason, right? We haven't changed our narrative on it. Justin, take the job. Make us believe that Andy Dalton is not the better quarterback. Because I looked at that game on Sunday, and I said, Andy played well. Justin played well. To me, they both. Justin made some almost costly mistakes. He made some very almost costly mistakes. But for him, literally not having the reps in practice, coming in cold and just being like, "Hey, go play street ball," which is pretty much how Matt's calling the game for him. like you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that is well for the circumstance. But the thing I'll say about this is you can't stay at that level. You have to get better. Because in preseason we were saying, listen, Andy Dalton doesn't look like a world beater, but Justin Fields didn't do anything to me that said, no, this is your job.
And I think the last game showed that too. Andy Dalton looked good. In fact, his QBR is relatively high. I think it was a 112.
112. Yeah.
Like, he was really efficient, and he actually moved the chain. So I mean, like, he did it. He did his job.
Yeah.
He really did. Justin, on the hand, really didn't. Realistically, the game was only 20-17 because our defense showed up on 2 major plays.
Yes.
And Joe Burrow had
three.
Joe Burrow had like a uncharacteristic run of 3 INTs in a row after going 199 passes straight.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, the likelihood of that
Which is
happening
wild
again,
when you break it down. Joe Burrow's on an Aaron Rodgers-like run. Could we be seeing another now? Look,
that kid is
three
good.
in a row. He's going to be good.
The kid is good.
If he lives. If he lives, he don't miss.
Man, listen.
Well, he did that day.
He did that 3 times in a row.
No, I think the biggest thing to me.
Hey, the wildest stat about that, he went 199, 3 INTs in a row, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns on the next 2 passes.
That's how good that man is.
Yeah.
Right? So realistically, like, Justin's not there yet. And for all intents and purposes, Joe Burrow is really still kind of in his rookie season because he was injured.
I'll give you that.
Right? So at this point,
also,
it's like,
also injured is
Injured
you're
and
not,
still getting the reps.
You're
with
not
the
you're not
team.
getting the reps.
Yeah.
But you are getting the time to sit down and do nothing but learn your playbook.
Yeah.
So injured, but I'm the starting quarterback. You
Not
have the
taking away
opportunity.
from
No.
him.
So
Yeah.
I think Joe's doing great. I'm not expecting that because we've seen a lot of guys start off okay. Let's be real. If Justin did this the rest of the season, we would say
The exact same play?
not the exact
type
same
of
play,
plays.
but he keeps growing. He keeps growing. He keeps getting more of whatever this playbook Matt has. He keeps moving forward. But let's say it doesn't get us to the playoffs. We're going to look at that and we're going to say, okay, why didn't get us to the playoffs? And also, did he continue to get better?
That's the one thing I hate about our fan base. We can't have both. We can't sit there. In a perfect world, he develops, he does good, and we make the playoffs. That's a perfect season.
That's a perfect season.
Right? We shouldn't be expecting that. We should be expecting, especially with the coach that we have, we should be expecting him to just develop. We shouldn't be looking for.
Listen, I put that poll out though. Ringo put the poll on Twitter, and it was: would you rather have Andy Dalton go 11-6, or Justin Fields learn all season, get better, and go 6-11?
I think that we're more along the lines of 6-11.
I think that if he's continuing to get better,
and he's injured, and let's say that's the next couple games.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it is you got to throw Justin out there. You can't take it back.
All right, we got to wrap it up. We got 45 seconds.
well, you know what I'm saying? He's just going to jump on the mic like that.
You can't take it back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That stunts his growth.
Well, listen, I do want to know. Well, no, we're going to keep it going, ain't we?
Yeah, we got to keep it going.
We
Hey,
gotta
listen.
keep it going, yeah.
Rolling number to the next topic. Hey, listen, what's the next topic with it? Now, I know we got to talk about some of those passes that got dropped. So, hey, that was the question. Hey, what did his receivers help him out? Are we going to talk about that receiving core? Because guess what? If those passes are caught, this is a different narrative.